Hello students, this is Vaibhavi and we are going to learn about how to calculate activity ratio. First of all, we are going to learn about the activity ratio and its calculation as follows. 1. Inventory turnover ratio. Second, debt turnover ratio. 3. Creditors or payables turnover ratio. 4. Working capital turnover ratio. Fixed. 5. Fixed asset turnover ratio. 6. Total asset turnover ratio. So, activity ratios are related with the judgment of operational efficiency of the business. It requires proper utilization of asset of the business. The performance of business is disclosed with help of activity ratio. The following are important ratios. 1. Inventory turnover ratio. Inventory means unsold goods or stock. This ratio expresses the relationship between inventory, stock, and cost of goods sold during a given period. The average inventory is also considered for this ratio. It is calculated as inventory turnover ratio is equal to cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. Cost of goods sold is equal to net sales minus gross profit, or is equal to opening stock plus purchase plus direct expenses minus closing stock. Average inventory is equal to opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. In case the data and information regarding cost of goods sold is not available, it is calculated as under: inventory minus turnover ratio is equal to sales oblique turnover divided by closing stock. Problem: a company has its turnover sales of rupees 10 lakh, opening stock rupees 75 lakh, closing stock rupees 85 lakhs, and the gross profit of on sales is 20% on sales. Calculate inventory turnover ratio. Solution: gross profit is equal to 10 lakh into 20 divided by 100 is equal to rupees 2 lakh. Cost of goods sold is equal to sales minus gross profit is equal to 10 lakh minus 2 lakh divided by rupees 8 lakh. Average stock is equal to opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2 is equal to 85,000 plus 75,000 divided by 2 is equal to 1,60,000 divided by 2 rupees 80,000. Stock turnover ratio is equal to cost of sales divided by average stock is equal to 8 lakh divided by 80,000 is equal to 10 times. Second, debtors turnover ratio. Debtors are the customers of the business. Hence, this ratio relates to annual credit as sales and its conversion into cash. The business has to implement an efficiency policy for recovery. This ratio is expressed in times. This ratio is calculated as under: debtor turnover ratio, receivable turnover ratio is equal to net annual credit sales divided by average debtors. Sometimes this ratio is called as debtors velocity ratio. It can be expressed as a average collection period is equal to number of days in a year divided by debtors turnover, or period is equal to total debtors plus bills receivable divided by net annual credit sales into number of working days in a year. Trade debtors is equal to debtors plus bills receivables. A higher debtors turnover ratio indicates successful credit policy and vice versa. The average collection period or velocity ratio indicates clear idea of a firm credit policy, that how many days are to be required for recovery the debt from customers. Sometimes instead of 365 days, 360 days in a year may be considered. Let us take an example. Problem: net annual credit sales 1 lakh, total debtors 180,000, bills receivables rupees 7,000. Find out debtors turnover ratio to average collection period. Solution: debtors turnover ratio is equal to net annual credit sales divided by average trade debtors is equal to 1 lakh divided by 18,000 plus 7,000 is equal to 1 lakh divided by 25,000 is equal to 4 times average collection period is equal to trade creditors divided by net annual creditor sales into number of working days is equal to 18,000 plus 7,000 divided by 1 lakh into 365 days is equal to 25,000 divided by 1 lakh into 365 days is equal to 91.25 days. If 360 days in a year is considered is equal to 25,000 divided by 1 lakh into 360 days is equal to 90 days. 3. Creditors or payable turnover ratio. Creditors are suppliers of the business. The term trade creditors includes total creditors and bills receivable, bills payable. This ratio relates to credit purchase net. This ratio indicates how many times the creditors are paid in a year. The following formula is considered: creditors turnover ratio oblique creditors velocity ratio is equal to net annual credit purchase divided by average trade creditors. Average payment period is equal to average trade creditors divided by net annual credit purchase into number of working days, or number of working days divided by creditors turnover ratio. Now we can see the same with the help of example. Problem: from the following information, calculate creditors turnover ratio and average payment period. Particular: creditor purchase 2 lakh, cash purchase 2 lakh, creditors on 1/1/2021 50,000, creditors on 31st December 2021 30,000, creditors bills payables on 1/1/2021 12,000, bills payable on 31st December 2021 8,000. Solution: A. Creditors turnover ratio is equal to net annual credit purchase divided by average trade creditors is equal to 2 lakh divided by 50,000 plus 30,000 plus 12,000 plus 8,000 divided by 2 is equal to 4 times. B. Average payment period is equal to number of working days divided by creditors turnover ratio is equal to 365 days divided by 4, or 360 days divided by 4. 365 days divided by 4 is equal to 91.25 days, or 90 days. The business can enjoy if the creditors period is allowed by suppliers to repay and vice versa. This ratio expresses period of time to pay the amount to the creditors. For working capital turnover ratio. Working capital means current asset over current liabilities. Working capital is required for efficient working of the business. This ratio shows the relationship of working capital to sales or cost of goods sold. The formula of this ratio is as follows: working capital turnover ratio is equal to net sales oblique cost of goods sold divided by working capital. Working capital is equal to current asset minus current liabilities. This ratio indicates how working capital is utilized for increasing sales during the year. A high ratio is a sign of better management of working capital, while low ratio indicates inefficiency of working capital. It is noted that This ratio is known as net current asset turnover ratio. 5. Fixed asset turnover ratio. It shows the relationship of fixed asset to sales or cost of goods sold. Fixed asset turnover ratio is equal to net sales of the cost of goods sold divided by net fixed asset. This ratio is useful in manufacturing concern. The standard ratio is 5 times. A high ratio is a sign of better utilization of fixed asset and efficiency of work, while low ratio means inadequate investment in fixed asset. Let's see this example. Problem find out. Working capital turnover ratio to fixed asset turnover ratio. Current asset 2 lakh, current liabilities 1,25,000, net sales 5,000, fixed asset 1,50,000. Solution. Working capital is equal to current asset minus current liabilities is equal to 2 lakh minus 1,25,000 is equal to 75,000. 1. Working capital turnover ratio is equal to net sales divided by working capital is equal to 5 lakhs divided by 75,000 is equal to 6.67. Second, fixed asset turnover ratio is equal to net sales divided by fixed asset is equal to 5 lakh divided by 1,50,000 is equal to 3.33. 6. Total asset turnover ratio. This ratio establishes the relationship between total asset and net sales. Formula of this ratio is as follows. Total asset turnover ratio is equal to net sales divided by total asset. The main significance of this ratio is to know the effective use of total asset of business for productivity use of total asset of business for productivity purpose. If this ratio is 2 or more than it, we should understand the asset are used very efficiently and vice versa. The student today we learn about the activity ratio and its calculation such as 1. Inventory turnover ratio, 2. Debt turnover ratio, 3. Creditors or payable turnover ratio, 4. Working capital turnover ratio, 5. Fixed asset turnover ratio, 6. Total asset turnover ratio. Hope you understand activity ratio. Thanks for being with me during this session and hope that we will meet in the next session. See you.